Life had always been a challenge for Daniel, a single father struggling to raise his two young daughters after the sudden loss of his wife. Every day was a balancing act between working long hours at the local auto repair shop and ensuring that Emma and Lily, his daughters aged 9 and 6, felt safe, loved, and happy. Money was always tight, bills piled up, and the pressure of being both father and mother weighed heavily on him. Despite all the struggles, Daniel never let his daughters see him despair, always wearing a brave smile and showing them that life, no matter how hard, was worth living. One rainy evening, as Daniel drove home from the auto shop, he noticed something unusual on the side of the highway. A sleek black car was parked haphazardly, its hazard lights flashing, and beside it lay a woman, clearly in distress. Without thinking twice, Daniel pulled over. He quickly assessed the situation and realized that the woman had suffered a serious injury to her leg, unable to move without immense pain. Her expensive attire and jewelry hinted at her wealth, but Daniel's concern wasn't about money, it was about helping someone in need. He immediately got out of the car, offering comfort and assistance, reassuring her that she was safe. The woman, who introduced herself as Isabella, a wealthy businesswoman known for her philanthropic work, was both surprised and grateful for Daniel's kindness. She explained that she had been on her way to an important meeting when her car swerved on the wet road and she fell, injuring herself badly. Daniel acted quickly, using his first aid knowledge and basic supplies in his car to stabilize her until professional help could arrive. Meanwhile, he kept talking to her gently, calming her fears, and ensuring she remained conscious and alert. His genuine concern made Isabella feel safe despite the pain she was enduring. Recognizing the urgency of the situation, Daniel lifted Isabella carefully into his own modest vehicle, balancing her safety with the risk of further injury. Traffic slowed, and the rain poured, but Daniel's focus never wavered. He drove her to the nearest hospital, navigating the slippery roads with caution, all while reassuring her that everything would be all right. On the way, they shared stories of their lives. Isabella spoke of the loneliness she sometimes felt despite her wealth, and Daniel shared the joys and struggles of raising his daughters alone. By the time they arrived at the hospital, a unique bond had formed, built on trust, gratitude, and human kindness. At the hospital, the medical staff took over, and Daniel stayed by Isabella's side until she was stabilized. Grateful beyond words, Isabella insisted on thanking him in a way he couldn't refuse. She knew her wealth gave her the means to provide opportunities that Daniel had never imagined for himself or his daughters. Over the next few days, Isabella kept in touch with Daniel, sending messages of encouragement and offering assistance, not as a charity, but as a genuine effort to help someone she now considered a friend. Daniel, cautious at first, soon realized that her intentions were sincere, and he accepted her help for the sake of his daughter's future. Isabella invited Daniel and his daughters to a charity event she was organizing, where she showcased how she wanted to help communities and individuals like Daniel. It was a world entirely new to him, luxurious halls, influential guests, and opportunities he had never dreamed of. But more than the glamour, Daniel noticed the warmth Isabella extended to his daughters, making them feel special and included. Emma and Lily, amazed by the attention and generosity, began to dream bigger, seeing that life could hold more than just daily struggles. Daniel felt a mix of pride and hope, realizing that their lives were about to change in ways he had never expected. Isabella offered Daniel a job managing her new community outreach program, recognizing his dedication, leadership skills, and compassion. While Daniel had always been a hard worker, this was a chance to move into a world he had only seen from the outside, a world where he could make a meaningful difference while providing for his family. With Isabella's mentorship, Daniel learned about running large-scale projects, managing resources, and connecting with people on a larger platform. His confidence grew, and he found himself not just surviving, but thriving, inspired by the trust and responsibility Isabella had placed in him. As months passed, Daniel's daughters flourished in their new environment, attending better schools and experiencing activities they had never imagined. Emma, with her natural curiosity, took an interest in business and charity work, while Lily discovered a passion for art and creativity. Daniel watched proudly, knowing that his choices had opened doors for their potential. Isabella remained a close friend and mentor, guiding Daniel while respecting his role as a father. The bond that had begun on a rainy highway had transformed into a lasting friendship that touched all their lives profoundly. Beyond material changes, Daniel's life underwent a profound emotional transformation. He learned that acts of kindness, courage, and selflessness could ripple into unexpected opportunities. Saving Isabella had not just been an act of helping a stranger, it had been the start of a journey that reshaped his destiny. Daniel now had hope, purpose, and a renewed belief that good deeds are never wasted, and that sometimes, life rewards courage and compassion in the most extraordinary ways. His daughters, witnessing their father's journey, grew up valuing empathy, resilience, and the strength of the human spirit. Years later, Daniel looked back at that rainy night as the turning point of his life. From a struggling single dad barely making ends meet, he had become a respected community leader, mentor, and father who had opened doors for his daughters' futures. Isabella remained a lifelong friend, a reminder of the power of gratitude and kindness. That single moment of selfless action had changed everything, not just for him, but for his daughters and the lives he touched through his work. Daniel realized that true wealth isn't measured in money, but in the courage to help others and the lives you change along the way.